questions have always been, can I come to the UK as a truck driver? Can I get a visa to come to the UK to drive a truck, to drive a bus? What are the requirements to become a bus driver, a lorry driver in the UK? Now, if you recall, sometimes in 2021, there was this visa announcement open to the truck drivers, poultry workers. That was in 2021, to come into the UK on a short-term visa, because around that time it was also reviewed by the UK government through the Haulage Association that over 100k drivers were needed in the UK, truck drivers precisely. So that short-term visa was announced for truck drivers, overseas truck drivers, poultry workers to come into the UK on a short-term visa to occupy this position. All right, so the question should be, is this short-term visas currently available for someone who is trained overseas, as a truck driver, a bus driver, to come into the UK on a possibly a skilled workers visa, as the name implies, to come work in the UK. All right, so these are many more are the things I shall be discussing in this very content, talking about the benefits of becoming a truck driver, the benefits of becoming a bus driver in the UK, and the requirements for one to take up this role as a bus driver in the UK. Once again, my name is Chinyere Ojike. You are absolutely welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't, like this video, turn the notification bell on so that you get notified anytime I upload a video. Alright, so let's start by considering reasons why anyone would consider to take up a career as a heavy goods vehicle driver, either a lorry driver, a truck driver, a bus driver, a van driver, or which aspect of heavy goods vehicle driver you would want to become. One of the benefits is that there is no shortage of job. There is always a job available for you to take up, because there are a lot of businesses opening up every day, so there is always a company out there to snap you up. So definitely you wouldn't have to lack a job as a heavy goods vehicle driver. So secondly is the high earning potential in your job, because your job is of high demand. Okay, so definitely you should be able to increase your earnings, as time goes on, depending on your experience and the trainings you have acquired so far. Starting off, for some truck drivers start from 30k and above, some earn 50k per annum. So it depends on your experience and the trainings you have acquired so far. Your salary can increase over a period of time. 3, flexible working hours, as the case may be, because you have the choice or the right, to set your preferred working hours, when and where, the locations where you want to work, where you want to drive to, within the country or outside of the country, within a particular city or outside of that city, depending on your choice. Especially if you've got family, you might put all this into consideration while making a choice of locations or places to drive within. 4, as a truck driver, you get paid travel. Yes, you have chance to travel around. For instance, in this very video, I've got a truck driver that brought our cargo all the way from London to this very place. The distance from London to here by truck should be like 5 hours or more, because by train is 3 hours plus. So you get the chance to travel around. Look at him, he brought this. And someone who works in an office in London may not have traveled outside of London, apart from the 4 walls of your office and your home where you live. But as a truck driver, you have the chances of traveling around, seeing the beautiful sceneries on the roads, exploring different places as a truck driver. So it's quite rewarding. And at the same time, as you are traveling, you are getting paid on the job while seeing places around. It's a fantastic job. The reason is this: it's not too expensive to get into. Yes, if you are not a fully qualified heavy goods driver, the cost of getting your trainings and lessons might not be as high as you anticipated. So you are better off checking up the DVLA website to check how much these trainings might cost you. So apparently it might not be as high as you may have thought. So check it up and see how much it would cost you. So in other words, how about a bus driver in the UK? A full-time bus driver in the UK, gets an average pay of £11.92. About, I am not really certain. Okay, and recently there have been this rise in pay in almost every sectors. So definitely their pay must have also increased. So as a full-time driver, you might be getting something around £25,000 a year. This is just for a startup. And however, experienced bus driver earn about £34,000 or more in a year. Moreover, as a bus driver with a company, you enjoy comprehensive, benefit package such as health, vision, dental insurance, paid vacation days and holidays, health savings accounts, enrollment in state-sponsored plans, sick and personal days as earned, and loads more. And what I am also certain that I have witnessed a lot of drivers and their family enjoy here is free bus ride. Yes, I've talked about that. Drivers and their families, they don't get to pay bus fares when getting on the bus to anywhere they are going. I used to jealous them. All right, so let's talk about the requirements for one to become a truck driver in the UK, a bus driver, a coach driver in the UK. Oh, so looking at the UK website on DVLA page, for one to become a bus driver, a truck driver in the UK, firstly, you are required to have a full car license, a full driver's license in the UK. And secondly, you should be of 18 years old and above. And number three, you are required to have the professional driver's qualifications called the Driver's Certificate of Professional Competence, that is the CPC. Moreover, it is important you get this CPC, that is the Certificate of Professional Competence. Hence, you will be driving a truck, a bus, or a lorry, or a van in the UK. And there are 5 professional tests that make up the CPC, though you are not expected to pass all. Hence, you have previously qualified as a heavy goods vehicle driver in your home country or elsewhere. You are not required to take up, but you can take up a few of them out of the 5, possibly a refreshing course of about 2-3 out of the 5 number of courses that make up this CPC, as the case may be. In other words, if you are qualifying for the first time, you need to apply for the HGV license. Yes, that is the heavy goods vehicle license in the UK. And you are expected to write or to do the 5 courses that make up the Certificate of Professional Competence, the CPC. And before you can get a license as a first timer, you need to pass all these 5 courses for you to get the license. Moreover, as time goes on, you need to take a 35 hours of periodic training, for you to stay qualified. For you to maintain your qualified status as a truck driver in the UK. This is after a period of 5 years. So definitely you must have been qualified. You must have been doing your driving, but you need this 35 hours of periodic training after each 5 years for you to maintain your status as a qualified truck driver, bus driver in the UK. Right. So finally, you are expected to renew your license at the end of every 5 years. And if you are over 65 years old, you are expected to renew your license every year, as the case may be. That's after 1 year each year. All right. So before ever you go on to take up this training or make payment for all these trainings, ensure that you have passion for driving. Ensure that you love driving, because it's a whole lot, even though it is a fascinating role to take up. But you could be driving for 8 to 9 hours, sometimes 12 hours, driving from one city to the other, as the case may be. Some of these HGV drivers, they deliver goods to their customers, take from the suppliers to customers. They do this at night. So sometimes you might be required to travel all night. Ensure that you would love doing this as a truck driver, a bus driver. Bus driver is also an interesting one. A man and a woman can as well take up this. Yeah, so coming to the question of if you should be able to get a visa outside of the UK to come in here as a truck driver, a bus driver. Anyway, as regards to the information on the gov.co.uk, that's the government website, these very visas, they are no longer available to people outside of the UK. I am sincerely sorry about that. It's no longer obtainable as at this moment. I think they stopped issuing this visa as at February this very year, 2022. So it's quite a pity. But if you are already on ground here as a dependent, yes, it is still doable. You can take up this training, pass your CPC, that is the driver's professional certificate of competence, take up the 5 courses and you hop on it. Hence, you are already here as a dependent, a man or a woman. What man can do, a woman can do better. There are female truck drivers, I've seen them a lot. There are female bus drivers, you have seen them a lot. All right, so I wish you all the best as you hop on this. Okay, so thank you very much for stopping by to watch my content. Subscribe to my video or to my channel, please. Like this video and keep coming for more upload as this. Bye for now.